Welcome to part 2 of Process of Elimination, a Game Cola RPG cast based on one of the Nancy Drew Hardy Boys super mysteries. For more RPG cast, please check our website, gamecola.net, gaming beyond the mainstream.
Anyway, back to the actual adventure. You guys decide to visit the suspicious place.
How's our meal? This is critical.
After the meal, you decide to visit
No. How's the meal? Is it any good?
Oh, okay. The meal is a 4 out of 10. Because the two brothers were fighting over, and, I guess the burger accidentally fell onto the bottom of the car.
God damn it, Joe. We can't take you anywhere.
I eat the burger.
Of course you do, because you're a friggin' monster.
Wait, actually, no. First, I take a couple bites of it. While it's in my mouth, I gesture toward Nancy to see if she wants it.
This is why you cry yourself to sleep every night, because you can't get a woman. Because you are an uncivilized barbarian.
It's a fun fact in the actual book what the Hardy Boys do at the zoo. Let me look up which Hardy Boy. He gets a hot dog with onion rings. He takes the hot dog out of the bun, piles the onion rings on it, and then eats it like a normal hot dog.
No. Oh, that's brilliant. No, skewer the hot dog through the onion rings, and then you've got like this little space station thing that's actually a hot dog surrounded by onion rings.
That is actually Joe. Lifting his hot dog, he said he slid an onion ring around the end of the Frankfurter, then put the dog back down in its bun.
Awesome.
So if Joe didn't end up at the hospital by gunshot wound, he would have ended up there due to needing a coronary bypass.
Yeah. Well, he claims that he's a growing boy and needs it.
He's a fatty. That's what Joe is. Just a fatty.
Okay, so meanwhile, you guys show up at the suspicious place, which is a warehouse. It appears to be an abandoned warehouse.
I'm gonna call the police.
I get out and start to change the tire to try to impress Nancy.
Roll a sleight of hand.
An 8. She's super impressed.
Yep. You successfully changed the car tire.
I'm not so impressed. I just rolled.
No, you didn't impress her.
No, I'm not so impressed. I appreciate the effort.
Okay. I give her a big thumbs up.
What happens next? Are we going to go inside the warehouse?
I draw my gun and I take point.
Are there any windows? Can we look into the warehouse before just storming in?
If there were windows, you'd notice that the warehouse was empty, but it's not.
I also draw my gun and then try to give Nancy a high five because we're gun buddies.
With the guns.
With the guns, yes.
Am I the only one that doesn't have a gun?
You're a loose cannon as it is.
I kind of feel like we should roll to make sure the guns don't set off while we're doing this.
We just pretend to do it.
Okay.
Well, actually, roll a listen check because somebody needs to listen at some point.
2.
11.
There is absolutely no noise anywhere besides from the three of you.
Guys, I don't think this is actually a real address or a real thing.
Yeah, maybe we should get the cops involved before we go barging in there on our own.
Or you know what, Joe? Joe?
Yes?
You should check it out.
I go to check it out.
Okay, Joe, go inside, roll a notice.
7.
Okay, so it's just an abandoned warehouse. It seems to be mostly empty. In the corner you notice a car, and in the center you notice like some sort of glass container.
Oh, I investigate the glass container.
This glass container is filled with stolen bamboo.
Oh!
How big is this container?
Solve the mystery!
This container is about the size of a cubicle. It's not very tall, though.
Are they going to steal pandas? Because that's like a zoo cage is the word I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Nancy, roll a notice.
4.
Okay, the car looks vaguely familiar, but you don't remember where it's from.
Does it have a flat tire?
No.
Good. Because then it'd be a truck or possibly a van.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me see what actually happens to our heroes. They...
Well, I'm still out by the car. I didn't actually come in.
You
Yeah,
didn't... okay.
I went in when I heard Joe shouting.
Joe is always shouting about this or that.
Joe feels very pleased with himself for solving the mystery.
I start tuning it out, you know? How do you know that's the bamboo from the zoo? There's so much bamboo in the world. That could just
Yeah.
be someone's bamboo.
Who would store bamboo in an abandoned warehouse? Unsuspicious
Bamboo
street, no
shippers?
less.
People, Home Depot?
Is this a Home Depot?
Is it, Michael?
No, this is just this is an abandoned warehouse in a crummy neighborhood.
I mean, Home Depot might be trying to revitalize the neighborhood. Investing in it. Opening a warehouse there.
Okay, Frank, roll a notice.
Am I Frank?
Yeah.
Cannot remember which Hardy Boy I am. 11.
Okay, so you notice the bad guys. They are coming up in their van.
I get in the car and drive away.
You get in the car and drive away. Roll
Yeah,
an
I
escape.
go with you. I'm not that far into the warehouse.
Let me see. All right, I will try and get into the car and like drive like a block away so they don't see it there. And,
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, I'll coordinate with you first. So you
I
go
only
around the
roll
corner to hide the car, and I'll hide over somewhere out
I
of
only get a
sight
5 for the escape.
so I can spy on them.
Okay, so they notice your car as it's driving away. One of them shouts something angrily at you.
Okay, I don't try to hide anymore. I just peace out.
Okay, roll an escape.
6.
You successfully you just escape. They decide not to chase you, and they go straight to the abandoned warehouse.
Sweet.
I'm still in the warehouse at this point, aren't I?
Yes, roll a notice.
I want to roll a notice to see if I notice that Frank left.
Okay.
8. Okay, I probably did.
I'm gonna drive around until I'm pretty sure they're not following me anymore, and then kind of double back.
You heard Frank leave, and you're wondering what's going on. Where is Nancy in all this?
I was standing at the entrance just to see what Joe was nonsensing about in there.
Okay, roll. I guess you notice the car as it's coming up and stopping.
Now, where is the car in relation to the front of the warehouse? Are they like parking along the side? Or are they just pulling right in?
They are going to park somewhere near the front, I believe.
Okay, and is there anything at all inside this warehouse? Anything to hide behind? Aside from the big obvious glass thing.
Oh, so this does have windows. Boarded and shuttered windows. Doors locked with loosely hung, rusting chains. The crumbling 3-story structure appears abandoned. So let's see where you guys are possibly... Okay, so Joe, roll a notice. Or a hide, I suppose.
7 to hide.
Okay, so you notice a ladder on the wall, and you decide to climb up the ladder.
Actually, it's a step ladder.
No, this is the kind of ladder that hangs from the wall.
Okay. I climb the ladder.
You climb the ladder to hide. Okay, so Nancy, what is Nancy going to do?
I find another place where I can...
Okay, do you want to hide inside or outside?
I'll hide outside if I can.
Uh-huh.
Which was a 4.
Okay, so they rolled a 5, so you're forced to dodge inside, I suppose.
Okay.
And hide by the door. I don't know.
Okay, well, I roll a 10 for finding a place to hide inside.
Okay, so you roll a 10 for hiding someplace inside. So you hide inside. The villains walk into the house, and they are going to have a conversation, which I need to look up right now. Just move it! A man's voice, angry and demanding, thunders from the floor. I don't care who did it. The only thing that's important is getting our test run and getting out of here. So let's do it, shall we? I guess we should roll a notice to see if you recognize any of these villains.
It's the magical number 4.
Okay, and Joe? Paul? Uh-oh.
Joe Paul.
Paul, Joe. I guess he's not noticing anything.
Oh,
Either he's on mute or he went to get tea thinking nothing would happen.
I just
Did anything
abandoned him
happen?
in a warehouse full of bad guys. You'd think he'd stick around for that.
I guess something happened.
Something happened. Do you recognize any of these 3 villains who are walking in is what we're doing?
Let's see. I think I do because I rolled a 9.
Okay, so it is the 2 Chinese guys from earlier and the person whose wallet you stole.
Did we really need a notice check to notice that? We should recognize them by now.
Maybe. All right. Get it in here, but go easy. Don't drop it.
I tried to sneak up on them.
I'm still watching. What are they doing?
You're on the floor ahead of him. Okay, so it looks like the guy with the wallet, whose wallet was stolen, he seems to be in charge. He's ordering the 2 other people to drag something. It looks like a box. They're dragging a box towards the bamboo cage. What they do is they reach the bamboo cage and they open it and they put more bamboo inside. Okay, I think it's in place now, one of the men says. Well then, says the dub check person, I guess the only thing left to do is test it. He reaches into his jacket and pulls what seems to be the same type of cylinder that you noticed at the crime scene at the vacant lot. He opens
Which we did take with us, right?
Yeah. Dubcheck opens a recessed door in the metal box and he inserts the glass cylinder. Once he puts both his hands inside, you can't exactly see what he's doing, but from the cramped position of his shoulders and the time he's taking, you could tell he's working with extreme caution. At the same time, the other man walk over and look at the glass chamber. Okay.
I keep watching.
Mr. Kirby, says the leader man. Oh, wait. The other person grabs... Wow, I had this completely wrong. So what he does is he pulls out, from the box, he pulls out 3 gas masks, and all 3 of the villains put them on.
Wait. We keep going back and forth. Is it a gas or a glass cylinder?
They put on gas masks, and this is a glass cage that he has put a gas cylinder inside of.
Okay.
Once their masks are secure, he presses the button on the gas cylinder. Let's say purple gas comes out, because purple is a nice color. And it goes out inside the gas cage, goes all over the bamboo, and the bamboo starts to quickly die. Look, it's advancing, one of the men says. You can see it moving right down the leaves, down the stems. I got eyes, says the leader. I can see. The bamboo within the glass chamber was dying. Although the contents of the cylinder had been emptied into the clear room less than 2 minutes earlier, the bamboo inside was already almost completely destroyed. This is it, men, says the leader. This is what we wanted. You didn't believe it would work, but I told you. I told you it'd been pre-tested. It was all there, just waiting for us to grab it. At 60 seconds, results are already noticeable. 90 seconds, the leaves are starting to drop off. 120, the upper stems are wilting, turning black, curling up. At 180, the main stalks of bamboo were black, shriveled. All right, gentlemen, says the leader. We've done what we needed to do. Is everything in the van? What isn't is packed right here, Kirby answers, indicating several small boxes next to the one from which he had pulled the gas masks. Good. If it wouldn't be beneath the dignity of members of the Kwa Kuai to help Mr. Kirby move some of these boxes. Apparently the Kwa Kuai is a street name for the old Chinese Communist secret police.
I knew that.
Yes, Frank notices that. Well, Frank helpfully says that to everybody.
As he's in the car driving
Nancy?
away?
No, I'm not there.
Frank texted that to me on his Game Boy.
We haven't quite kept to our original schedule or plan, thanks to those interfering children, says one of the agents. Now,
We prefer
Lon.
meddling kids.
says Dubcheck. Let's not worry about that now. Finally, everything seems to be back on schedule. The only thing we need to worry about is destroying the evidence. As he speaks, he pushes over one of the large drums of fuel near the door. Better roll a hide to make sure he doesn't notice you.
We're hidden. I rolled.
Oh yeah, you're good. Okay. He doesn't notice you. Waiting until the others pass through to the outside, he knocked over a second drum as well.
I start waving at Nancy to say, "Hey, maybe we should do something. Get out of here before we explode and die." I try to make.
At this point, I've doubled back, and I'm parked about, I don't know, like the warehouse district equivalent of a block away, and I'm trying to sneak up to the warehouse.
Oh, if I had been able to hide outside, I would have punctured all of their tires. I'm just waiting until they leave before I get out of my hiding space.
Wait, I've still got my book. Okay, so, what happens is... Joe, do you decide to leave?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just make him dash out of here.
So you decide to... You start to crawl back in the ladder, crawl down the ladder, but you've only managed to crawl 3 feet when the floor below burst into an inferno of flame and smoke.
I was trying to avoid that.
You are trapped in the warehouse with no hope of escape.
Wait! They were only just dumping over the barrels. They hadn't even left yet. And now everything's on fire?
We got the bad ending.
Are they or are they not still in the building?
No, the villains leave, and what happened is he pushed over the one tankard full of oil / whatever, and then he said, okay, wait, he pushed over the one barrel, waited for the other guys to leave, then pushed over a second barrel and left himself.
Okay, as he's leaving, I am getting out of my hiding space and sneaking along the wall out behind them.
Okay, roll a move silently.
I am leading toward the exit. No one's going to hear me now.
He rolled a 3 and shot.
Actually, I'm exaggerating. I did also roll a 3.
He turns and accidentally smashes his head against yours.
Ow.
Hey! He says, wait, it's you, that meddling kid.
I also have my gun drawn, but I'm going to try and sing, that whole miscongeniality, I think it was, thing with the, step on his foot and that whole, routine. So I roll would that count as an escape or an attack?
If you're doing it to disable him, then that's an attack.
Okay, well, it's a 7.
Okay, well, he rolled a 5, so you definitely hit him in the instep and
all the other good stuff.
All the other good stuff. He chokes. He chokes, and his cigarette lighter falls to the ground.
Yeah, great. I pick up the lighter before it burns anything, and I try and drag him out.
Okay. Meanwhile, he does okay. So he rolls a 9 to escape.
Oh, I didn't knock him out?
No. He's going to be hobbling out. That move was just to disarm somebody, not to knock someone out.
Oh, okay. So I have another gun now.
You have another gun now, yeah.
Excellent.
Dual wielding Nancy Drew. Awesome.
So is the place on fire yet?
So the place is not on fire because you successfully saved it from being on fire.
Okay, excellent. So I point both of the guns at him, and I say, Joe, come on out. And I tell the man, start talking. What's going on here? What is that gas?
He says, the gas is designed to kill bamboo.
Why?
Because we're going to use it to start World War III.
Why?
What? How? No, that is the question. How?
You guys don't know anything, do you? He says.
That's why we're asking the questions.
Well, maybe you should ask your good buddy Carl Dubcheck.
Who's dead. Allegedly.
He's not dead, you idiot, he shouts. Yeah, he's a really bad villain. Whoops.
Joe?
What?
What
Get over here and do something heroic.
I look around alarmed. What?
Okay, so what happens is the other two villains notice that their boss is in trouble, and they try to get the drop on you, Nancy. Roll a, I guess, reflex.
Can I roll a spot to see if I see them doing this?
You can see them doing it. Sure, let's go.
All right. 6.
You don't notice.
I have no idea. Okay.
11 for reflex.
Mm-hmm. So they also got they got a 10 in reflex. So
I hide behind the boss and use him as a shield.
Okay.
And have my guns pointed at him. And I say, walk away, or the boss gets it.
Okay, so what does the hired muscle do? The two of them decide to slowly back away.
Dropping your guns on the ground, if you please.
They look at each other confused because they don't have guns anymore.
Pants, whatever you got.
You heard the lady. Take off your pants.
Okay, sorry, I'm distracted checking Facebook, which I should not be. So
Look, if you're bored, just end the adventure.
No, the two bad guys slowly back away and decide to get and go back into their car like good boys.
Okay.
Meanwhile, this villain, the villain that you have, tries to escape. He rolled a 7.
Okay. I've got 2 guns. I'm gonna shoot him in the leg. The first one is a 4. The second one's an 8.
Okay, so you shoot him. Let's say you shoot him in the leg, the same leg that he'd already been shot in earlier today. He starts cursing. Awesome. He starts cursing. I just got this one fixed.
And I'll give you another one to match it if you don't tell me a little more.
I'm not saying anything without my lawyer present.
Joe?
I point my gun at him.
I see the smoke from the building, and I run away and call the fire department.
Your sole purpose in this adventure is to call backup that never comes.
That's not my fault. That's the DM's fault.
Yeah, the backup really should come. Anyway, he helpfully explains that that gas canister was a top secret CIA formula created during the Cold War in order to kill all the bamboo and therefore all the panda bears in China to start World War III.
It actually was about killing panda bears.
This is the worst idea ever. The pandas are killing themselves with their low reproductive rates. That's going to bring about the fall of China. We might want to rethink our plans here.
Look, I'm not responsible for what the CIA did during the Cold War, he shouts. All I know is that it was in my best interest to restart problems.
What do you stand to gain from it?
When we're finished, the Russians will be discredited, the world will distrust them as never before, the Chinese will hate Russia, the United States will maintain its leading position of power in the world, the playing field will be level between us and the Chinese as the two major powers in the world, and all it takes is killing a few stupid bears. What could be easier?
Joe is starting to see his point of view.
Joe, call the cops.
Lowers his gun.
Lighten up, he says. Not all the bears will die, but when the truth comes out, in other words, once we've framed the Russians, there'll be no chance of them making any kind of deals with the Chinese. They'll be too busy guarding their mutual border.
Do I see any rope around here that we can tie him up and cart him out of here?
You don't see any rope, but let's say the police arrive.
Hooray!
Wait, is it the police or the fire department?
We called everyone.
They both
we
show
called
up.
911, Miss Cleo, you name it. Everybody's here.
Sergeant T-Bone steps out. He recognizes Nancy from questioning her earlier and says, "What the?"
Oh, yes. You like my pistols? I'm Nancy Duel now.
So you helpfully explain everything to the police, and the police arrest this evil Cinder Man.
Is that his name?
He is really Cinder, yes. Or that's the alias he's going by for this.
So I convey that little blip of a conversation that I heard much earlier on.
Yep. So what
We
happens
won.
at this point in the story is that the Nancy and the Hardy Boys, they check in with the police and Bess. She's busy trying not to die, but she's doing pretty good. So the two of you, okay, mystery over a lot earlier than it should have been. So what are you guys going to do now?
Well, I have
I
two
never
mostly
got
loaded
that
guns.
because someone ruined it for me. So I am going to ask Nancy if she would like to go see a movie and have a bite with me, and I will leave Joe to do the paperwork.
I counter-offer asking Nancy if she wants to go play N64 with me.
Ooh. I'm just gonna roll a die here. Odds, it's the odd one. Evens, it's the even one. You know, I haven't played N64 and I can't remember how long. So after Frank and I are back from dinner, how about I take you up on that game, Joe?
Deal.
So two of you go out to dinner and you have a nice dinner. Meanwhile, Joe, you get a phone call while they're at dinner.
Hello?
Hey, is this Joe Hardy?
Depends, who's asking?
It's me, Carl Dubček.
Aren't you the bad guy?
Look, no. I'm a retired CIA agent. I haven't been active in the field for a long time, so you can imagine my surprise this morning when I looked in the newspaper and saw that I had been killed.
I'm sorry you had to find out that way.
So what do you want with me?
I heard you found the guy who was impersonating me.
Well, sort of. I shot him in the leg once. And I got his wallet. I have his wallet.
Okay. I was thinking maybe you would like an explanation of what happened.
Oh yeah, sure.
What did happen?
To be honest, I was just kind of hanging on this ladder for most of it. So.
See, the whole killing the pandas thing was an operation we planned in the CIA during the Cold War.
It's a stupid operation.
Yeah, but I got paid either way, so bonus.
So you were actually going to kill all the pandas?
We might have killed all the pandas. We didn't. There were too many risks involved.
I asked him if he wants to come over and play N64 with us.
Okay, roll a... He does, in fact. He decides to come over.
I give him my hotel room number.
He shows at the hotel and starts giving you a couple... He tries to give you a couple of life lessons about how to deal with women and things like that. You know, he says, that Bess girl is awfully cute.
I only have eyes for Nancy.
Well, too bad.
Yeah, seriously, too bad.
He opens the door and says, "Sorry, Bess, go home."
So you and him are playing N64 together when
Yes.
all of a sudden, well, you notice this, the door throws open and it's the bad guys.
What?
They're reaching,
Surprise!
Michael.
Surprise!
I go to draw my gun, but I accidentally just draw an N64 controller on him.
Surprise! He yells. We escaped from jail and now we're gonna kill you.
I run and try to tackle them both. I got a 9.
You attempt
Do a
to
flying
tackle them.
crossbody.
He shoots you in the in the other shoulder, let's say.
What's our CIA friend doing?
Meanwhile, the CIA friend is he is shocked and shouting obscenities. It's like, I don't believe it. What is going on here?
Some
Shoot them!
CIA agent.
Something.
He's retired.
I'm trying to put the moves on Nancy.
He's retired, not ignorant.
I'm retired, he said. So Cinder walks in and he says, "Oh, I didn't know those meddling teenagers were here. Where are the other two?"
I'm putting the moves on Nancy.
Okay, so he's like, oh.
Wait, like in the room?
No, in the car. Can I make a
okay.
negotiation check?
Negotiation, sure.
Oh, I got a 1.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling it. And
Hmm.
you're really not feeling me either.
Damn it.
So, basically, Cinder says, well, you dumb teenagers are stupid.
I don't think Joe's really in a position to argue that.
He walks over to Carl Dubček, holds out his hand, and says, give me the formula. Dubček reaches
I try to trip him with the N64 cord.
Okay. Roll your attack. Oh, he jumps over easily.
Okay. All right.
He easily jumps over the N64 cord. Gets the top secret formula. Because apparently all he did was steal the gas canister. He didn't have the formula for the gas canister. He tucks it in his own pocket. Then he picks out a cell phone, throws it at Dubček. Actually, wait, he doesn't throw it at Dubček. Never mind. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a Gramler bomb.
Oh.
This is a Gramler bomb, he says. And then he points to his two buddies. His two buddies tie up Dubček and you, Joe. You are both tied up.
And useless.
And he's got the 3-minute Gramler bomb, so he presses the start timer and just walks away.
Do we conveniently show up at this point?
I'm going to say, sure, yeah, you guys show up.
Joe, I'm back to play some N64. Let's throw in some GoldenEye so I can shoot your brother.
Real quick, that sounds great. There is a bomb in here. And it would
I was going to ask about those two strange Chinese men who looked very familiar that we passed in the hallway.
Those were the bad guys. Check. They've tied everyone. It would be great if you guys could do some. Like, we got maybe like a minute on the timer, probably.
Get in the car and drive away.
Frank, go call the hotel manager. I'll take care of
it. On it!
So I go over and I untie Joe, and I ask who this Carl Dubstep person is.
It's Carl Dubstep.
It's Dubček. Please untie me, he says. I'm the only one who can disarm the bomb.
Oh, well, I untie him first and then get to Joe whenever I feel like it.
Okay, roll a spot check.
Ugh, 7.
Okay, you don't notice anything particular, just that it's really easy to untie him. He goes out and he disables the Gramler bomb. He says,
Hooray.
Okay, I turned off the bomb. We're safe.
Sense motive to see if I believe him. 8.
You totally don't believe him.
I don't believe you! Can someone check the bomb to see if it's still going off?
You check the bomb. The bomb appears to have been disabled.
Nancy, I think he's lying. I don't know why or about what.
Well, then he can keep holding the bomb.
Look, you guys, he says, this has gone a bit too far over your heads. You're just a bunch of random teenagers.
Would a bunch of random teenagers have dozens and dozens of books written about them? No, we're special random teenagers.
What? He asks, confused.
Quickly, while he's disoriented, take him out, Joe.
I shoot him in the leg.
Ow! Why did you do that? Shouts Carl Dubček.
I'm talking to the hotel manager, who is the hotel manager from Home Alone 2, played by Tim Curry.
He's the one who doesn't believe a thing anybody says about anything.
Yep. No, he's being very snooty with me. I don't care for his tone.
Roll a negotiate.
Okay. I got an 8.
Okay, so you and him both roll equally. So you guys are going nowhere with each other.
Do they hear the gunshot?
Does
that faze anybody?
The player, though.
So what happens is that Carl Dubček says, okay, kids, you guys need to drop the case immediately while I call in the CIA.
There's no case. We solved it. World War III averted. Pandas saved.
Really, he says.
Small children rejoice everywhere. What's there to do?
In case you didn't notice, which you didn't because you weren't inside the room, so I don't know why I was being, snappy with you about it. But the bad guys walked away with the formula.
Well, why aren't we going after them, Carl?
Gee, because one of you shot me in the dang leg. Look, you guys. I know that guy. I know he was my partner, Cinder. There's only one thing he cares about. Money. If we could offer him a big enough bribe, he would probably give the formula back to us.
I used my like Mary Sue power to go buy lotto tickets.
You successfully purchased a lotto ticket.
You
Well,
did
I
wrong.
used it to buy winning
You did not
ticket.
specify that it was a winning ticket.
Wait, I'm gonna use my Mary Sue power to buy
No,
a
I
lotto
think
ticket.
it's too late. I think you just used it to
Fine,
buy
I
it.
used my Mary Sue to friggin' to win the Powerball jackpot. My $14 million. Oops, I have $14 million. I don't care about you piss ants anymore.
Okay,
I'm going to Malibu.
you get
This is-
you get $50 million. In the book, Nancy and the Hardy Boys, they work with their parents to get $25 million.
Really?
Yes, apparently Mr. Hardy is on a first name basis with the Secretary of State, whoever President Clinton's Secretary of State was, and he's able to get them to give $20 million immediately, whereas Nancy's dad gets $5 million.
God, Nancy's poor compared to the Hardy Boys. Should we even be hanging out with her?
I don't
Nancy,
know.
are you going to try and mug us and take all of our Secretary of State money?
Well, Frank,
Hey,
if
right,
you're
fine.
saying
Here's $25 million. I'm going to put the rest in a Swiss bank account where the government can't touch it. Let's go get some blow, you guys. We're in LA. It's the 90s. Let's do it.
Okay, so Dubcheck calls Mr. Cinder, and he gets Cinder to agree to a $25 million bribe.
Whoop whoop.
I sidle up to Nancy. Nancy, I'm whispering this. Nancy, something's
Joe.
been bothering me about this guy. He picked Donkey Kong when we were playing Mario Kart. That's not the action of a sane man.
Okay, what are you going to do to investigate this guy, Mr. Joe?
I asked Nancy to do it.
Okay, Nancy, roll for we don't have a roll for that thing. Just roll out of 10, I guess.
What specifically are we doing?
You're rolling to see if you can search the internet well.
Sleight of hand. 13 or 11 or whatever numbers add up to be.
So, you check the internet and say, "Yeah, there's no such thing as a gambler bomb, you guys."
I'm really tempted to shoot him in the leg again, Nancy.
I'm going monocle shopping.
So Nancy and the Hardys decide that Dubcheck is secretly working with the bad guys. Clearly, it's some sort of setup.
I take $5 million to hire some armed goons.
That is sort of what happens in the book. If you say he puts $5 million in cash inside a case and decide to go to the drop-off location.
With goons. I want snipers on the roofs.
Well, this is a well-hidden drop-off location, but let me get to this.
I hire the best sniper for $5 million. He can probably hit something from a mile away.
It leads you guys are led to the beach where there is a cave, and you go inside the cave where the bad guys are waiting with the boat.
Fine. I spend $5 million to develop invisibility technology and give it to the sniper.
Well, he does have money.
Money is my superpower now.
Okay, you've got snipers there. Do you have some sort of signal for them?
When I say,
Shoot the guy.
It better be a visual signal, I guess, huh? I'm gonna say when I give the bad guy the wink and the gun, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the signal.
Alrighty. So Mr. Dubcheck, he has the case full of money. He opens it and realizes the case is empty. What happened to that $5 million? He shouts. Dude!
Joe, what did you do with the $5 million, Joe?
I think we spent it on snipers, didn't we?
No, I had that was a different $5 million.
What you
I
did
turned
was
out
you
my
threw it
pockets to
outside
show-
of the window of the car while you were driving to the hidden drop-off location.
God damn it, Joe. You were once again my Walter. Fine, hold on. I reach into my back pocket for another 5 million.
Yeah, so
That's where I keep it.
Joe is supposed to hide the cash somewhere or get a tracker or throw it out a window. I guess we're basically at the end.
Do I see any of the bad guys yet?
Walk forward into the light, says the bad guy.
All right. Sure, I walk forward into the light.
Where's Nancy in all of this?
Nancy's
she
with
came
you
back
guys.
from getting a drink of water.
Okay, you find yourselves in a wide expanse supported by a network of steel grinders. They're docking bays against the far wall, and like I said, the bad guys are near a speedboat with one of the bad guys is at the wheel.
I shoot the tires on the speedboat.
There are no tires on the speedboat.
Some speedboat.
So the bad guy's voice is coming from a speaker mounted on the ceiling of the cavern. Miss Drew, the Brothers Hardy, so good to see you all again.
So glad to hear your voice. Who is this?
This is Cinder.
Why?
Ella.
So the two Chinese villains both have automatic weapons, and they step forward towards the case full of money.
Some police we have. Who locked him up?
I don't know who locked him up, and he doesn't feel like explaining how he managed to escape.
Told you to call the police instead of the fire department.
You three
All right.
really are a bunch of teenagers, aren't you?
Yes. That's
Accurate.
exactly what we are.
You do realize this whole plan was a setup, right?
Um,
Are we on TV?
I guess
Is this
so.
candid camera?
Ashton Kutcher, where are you, you son of a bitch?
No. We present ourselves as nasty master criminals out to throw the world into nuclear war by threatening the cute little pandas. We picked
That
a
doesn't
UN
actually-
environmental conference because we figured you would all be suckers.
That's a terrible plan. No one actually cares that much about the pandas.
Nuclear war and hurting animals, oh my.
I like pandas.
That's
I like
you
pandas
might,
too, Nancy.
you might as well be threatening like the junior UN. They're like the regular UN in that they're just junior. Both have the exact same amount of power.
Now granted, we never expected Anthony Green to actually fall in love with Bess, but that wasn't much of a problem. One drive-by
Who's Bess?
shooting and he was dead.
Oh, that guy.
And several $100s of hotel expenses later, I'll bill you.
Bess just has the worst luck. I got you, Nancy. It's fine. I'm a millionaire now.
I still want to bill him.
You three.
Well, at least if you're going to taunt us, at least come down here and do it face to face like a man.
Cinder puts down the microphone and steps out from the shadows and says, I'll take my money and leave now.
You got it, big guy. And I give the wink and the gun.
So your sniper, okay, actually I'll roll a dodge for him.
Snipers, plural.
Okay,
Yeah.
your sniper successfully attack and kill Cinder right there. Yes!
And the other two.
And the other two try to make an escape, but oh nope, the snipers get them too.
Woohoo!
Wow.
God, money is the best, isn't it, you guys?
Also, Joe gets shot.
What? Come on.
Yeah. You didn't know I told them to do that, did you? It's fine. I got money. We'll get you to the hospital. It's fine.
Okay, just joking. What happens is that Joe gets shot, and it's later revealed, oh, he had a bulletproof vest on, so it only bruised his ribs.
And his ego.
Fine. No, guys, really. No, don't worry about me.
Cinder
It's all
shot
good.
him at point blank range. Aw.
It's fine.
So here we are, chapter number 20. So what happened next, said Bess. This is a couple of days later.
at my magnificently adorned Tuscan villa that I've just purchased, and invited Nancy and Bess, but not Joe.
Oh.
You defeated the bad guy all by yourself, says Bess.
Well, we had a little help. George and Benjamin and Abe.
Those are the names of your snipers, I presume, says Bess.
No, those are the names of the men on the bills who made it happen.
You know, I think I'm over my heartbreak by now.
That's good, because the only man you've ever loved is dead, and he's never coming back, so it's good that you've dealt with that.
I'm ready for a new man, she says, Mr. Hardy.
No, you should go into town and try and find one then. Nancy, how you doing?
Yeah, Bess, I don't think you really want to waste your time with one of the Hardley boys. Nancy's still kind of bitter about how terribly the last two food situations have gone with these brothers.
But now I have a private chef, and he makes amazing gnocchi. All right, have some gnocchi, Nancy. Have some gnocchi.
I roll in on my wheelchair. I heard you wanted to date a Hardy.
You heard nothing. Get back in your pit, Joe.
Does it matter which one?
Roll a negotiate.
8.
She rolls a 9.
Oh.
She says, I want the older brother, not the younger one.
I try to bluff her into thinking I'm the older brother.
I don't know which one is the older brother, actually.
I rolled a 6.
She rolled a 9. She says, sorry, Joe, I don't like blondes.
Can I try to convince her that I'm not blonde?
Roll for a negotiate.
10. It's not blonde, it's yellow.
She says, oh, well, okay. Still not going out with you.
Dang it.
But that's good. I'm the only blonde in this situation. Unless Nancy's blonde. Oh, I guess Nancy is blonde. Okay.
Joe is exerting all of his efforts not to pull out his gun and shoot her in the leg.
I say, so Joe, I never did get to play N64 with you.
Well, Nancy, let's go.
I'm just gonna go into town and go to a bar and hit on some fine ass Italian ladies.
Frank is in fact the older brother. Okay.
Frank's a man. Man has needs.
He's 18. Joe, you're just 17.
How old is Nancy?
Nancy and Bess should be about 18.
So Frank.
Yes.
No, that's all. I'm going with your younger brother now.
That's fine. I am of legal drinking age here in Italy, and I am going to go out and get lit and get laid. Because that's how Frank Hardy do.
So that is basically the end of the adventure, unless we want to do anything else.
I think that's beyond the end of the adventure.
That is the end of Process of Elimination, everybody. Thank you very much for watching, and for more outside the mainstream video game entertainment, check out our actual internet website, gamecola.net. Gaming beyond the mainstream.
Next up, the Hardy Boys in the case of the permanent STD.
Joe gets back to the hotel and realizes he didn't bring the right cords to plug it into a European outlet.
That's actually the final book in the Nancy Drew Hardy Boys Super Mystery series.
Joe wakes up the next morning with in a bathtub full of ice and a note pinned to his chest from Nancy telling him he should get to a doctor.
Again.
Again, yeah. Frank declines to give him a kidney.
Thank you, listeners, for letting us ruin your childhoods.
Yay.
Can I just say, I have actually never, ever read a Hardy Boys or Nancy Drew book.
Really? You couldn't tell by listening to you.